Hey yo, and welcome back to yet another edition of John Amel's Archives. Now, as you can see by my geared up paraphernalia, I wanted to come out and make a New York Mets video because I have some time today. As you all know, the Mets are not off to the greatest start this year at 11-13, currently in third place in the NL East, 3.5 games out. Now, where do we start with this baseball team? I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'll start with the fact that we have a core foundation on this team that is so good, so young, and so talented that any time these guys don't make the playoffs, there's a big problem. The core foundation of the team is the fearsome foursome. David Wright, Jose Reyes, Carlos Beltran, Carlos Delgado. Now, 3 of the 4 of those guys, besides Delgado, are completely untouchable through the remainders of their contracts. You leave them on the team, let them grow, let them figure their own way out. Delgado, he's a little older, in a year or two, who knows where that thing is going. But my problem with the New York Mets is that they knew coming into this baseball season what we had. They knew that David Wright, Jose Reyes, Ryan Church, Carlos Beltran, Carlos Delgado, none of these guys are proven clubhouse leaders. None of them are the voice in the clubhouse. None of them are Derek Jeter. None of them are even, anybody who contributes, to the team. And I don't know how many times I have to watch runners on second and third base and David Wright ground out, or, runners on first and second and Jose Reyes hit into a double play. And the thing that bothers me is that coming into the season, everybody was screaming that our team was not good enough to win the World Series. We weren't, because, to be honest with you, our bullpen is better and we're a little bit better than last year, but we're not that much better than last year. And everybody was screaming this whole time for Manny Ramirez or Orlando Hudson, and the Mets just sat back and watched this whole entire free agency disappear without adding a player. I mean, to add $15 or $20 million or even $10 million to your payroll and not cinch up a World Series is outrageous. The Mets aren't going to win the World Series this year, and the reason why they're not going to win the World Series, they're going to be close. They're a good team. They're pound for pound, talent-wise, they're probably the best team in the National League, but they're not the most clutch. You got 4 All-Stars. You got the best pitcher in baseball in Johan Santana. You got 2 All-Star closers all of a sudden in the bullpen, and these guys still can't win the division. And the reason why is because you failed to add the key piece of leadership to the puzzle that we all knew was missing going in there. David Wright is not a clubhouse leader. Jose Reyes is not a clubhouse leader. None of these guys are leaders, right? They said 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, probably 3 years ago now, actually, going into the 06 season when we went to the NLCS against the St. Louis Cardinals and lost, they said 3 years ago that our team was a completely different team. They said that when you used to walk into the locker room, it was a real easygoing, loose atmosphere. The way they describe the clubhouse today is the same exact deal as the Yankees. It's tight. Nobody's performing. Nobody's talking. Nobody's having fun. I don't know if you guys remember, but in 2006, the team actually got together and they all shaved their heads. And they showed a lot of camaraderie, and they started winning a whole bunch of ball games, and they ended up making the playoffs. And that was the most camaraderie I've ever seen by this team. And it's like, I don't know what happened these last 2 years. I don't know if David Wright is listening to the critics. I don't know if Jose Reyes is believing what the papers are saying about him. But it's like these guys just don't step up when it matters. Like David Wright can have 35, 40 home runs every year, but what good is it if only 10 of those home runs mattered? The other 25 home runs are when the Mets are up 6-1, and it doesn't even count. So, and then I have to hear that the reason why that we don't have this big time free agency is because the Wilpon scandal tied up 99% of our free agency money. And it's like, you're telling me that the reason why Manny Ramirez isn't on the team right now is because you guys let a couple people, you know, rip your organization off, and now we, the fans, suffer? You know? And I want to move to Orlando Perez. This is another guy. Now, you know, we knew what we had going into with this guy. Now, I don't know why. We should have paid the extra money for Derek Lowe. Now we're watching this guy implode week in and week out. And now you're going to put him in the bullpen. All right, this is not a stamina issue. This is a control issue. When somebody's having a control issue, you don't put him in the bullpen. You send him down to St. Lucie or back to Puerto Rico, let him find his stuff, and then bring him back up. There's a problem right now with Orlando Perez, and putting him in the bullpen is going to make things worse. You're killing the kid's career. You know, and so as far as Citi Field goes, I've been there twice. For those who didn't see my last video, we're going again. I got tickets to the Mets-Phillies on June 9th, second row behind first base. So I got really good tickets. Give me my third time at Citi Field this season. You know, I've bought a JJ Putz jersey. I bought another Met jersey pretty recently, and it's like, I'm telling you, man, I'm the biggest fan that you guys got. Obviously, I'm at my third game already, but you know, New York, we demand a winner, and far be it from me to say that I'm gonna fucking abandon you guys. But I'll tell you right now, the only stuff that I'll buy is Johan Santana shit, because that guy is a leader. That guy is a fiery winner, and he's a go-getter. And you can't expect him to be the leader of our clubhouse because he's a pitcher, and he only pitches one night out of 5 nights. You can't expect him to come on his off nights and lead the club. That's not how it works. So I'll be in the crowd, man. I'll be supporting these guys. And the crazy thing about it is, Met fans, Eagle fans, Philly fans, Giant fans, the Mets will turn this around. By August, they'll be in first place in the division again. If not, they'll be right there. I have no doubt about that. I'm not really worried about this early stretch. The thing that I'm worried about is the impending collapse coming in August and September that we all know may and could very well, you know, happen. And the thing that pisses me off the most about it is I deluded myself. I lied to myself in the last video saying that the bullpen that we replaced was going to be enough. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not going to be enough. And I'm a bitter Met fan right now because I'm a big supporter. As you can see, I got my third tickets, and we're only in the month of May right now, early May. I'm a big supporter, and it's like, dude, we're in New York City. We demand a winner. You have 4 all-stars at every position. You have above-average players at every other position. You got a bona fide fucking #1 lights-out stunner, and you guys can't even maintain a 500 record, man. I mean, come on, give me a break. Give the fans of New York a break. Mets brass, Mets organization, you guys should be embarrassed of yourselves for not adding that key piece to the puzzle. And then Omar Minaya wants to come out and say, yeah, we don't have any fire this year. Are you kidding me, guy? We collapsed. We blew 15-game leads with a month of the season left to play 2 years in a row. We haven't had fire for 3 years, dumbass. You know, get rid of this guy. Get rid of Minaya. I can't believe our new coach. I don't even know this guy's name, whatever his freaking name is, Manuel. I can't even believe this guy's rehired after the disaster collapse last year. You need to start from scratch. Keep Beltran. Keep Reyes, keep Wright, get a fucking leader, and get rid of the rest of them because they're underachieving worse than any team in sports that I could name right now. This is John Amel, a bitter New York Met fan. John Amel still is going to support. Come see me at the game, June 9th, section 413, row 1.